Go to game 2 of the twin bill between Chandler-Gilbert and Eastern Arizona. And how about the Coyotes in that first game? Complete game effort by Patrick Morris, the lefty. Gets the victory, improving to 4-2 on the year. Scattering 6 hits, giving up 3 runs, and a 5-3 victory. Now it's Alex Carnes on the hill. Carnes coming in with a record of 1-1 and 25 2/3 innings pitched. ERA of 5.26. And his defense behind him, Eric Anderson behind the plate, Blake Turgeon at first, Jamison Armstrong at second, Camden Plew at short, Ethan Hatch at third, Porter Pittman in left, Ben Hashizaki in center, Ryder Hancock in right. Starting lineup for Eastern Arizona, Junior Lopez will lead off, batting in the leadoff hole, playing second base. Devin Alvarez batting second, playing short. Khalil Walker batting third, playing first base. Gustavo Soto batting fourth, playing left field. Tyler Wiltoka in the fifth hole. He's the DH, playing third base, batting sixth. Julius Ryan batting seventh, the right fielder. Terry Burrell batting eighth, the catcher. Octavio Mendeville, and batting ninth, Jonas Rogers. And we are getting ready to start this one. Game 2 from Chandler-Gilbert. Alex Carnes, first pitch, sets the tone, and this one is fouled off by Junior Lopez. We appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network, here with the doctor, Adam Perry, as well as the Bill Gates of America, Andrew Furry. And it's Carnes. Took something off quickly, 0-2 on Junior Lopez. And Adam, good to see you back for the second game. Give us a scouting report on Mr. Carnes on the mound.
Yeah, so Alex Carnes, he comes from that really high arm slot, which is, my favorite aspect of his game. He's got the fastball, he's got the curveball, and he's got the change. And, the big key for him today is just to keep all his pitches down. He struggled in the past, leaving his fastball and his other pitches just up and out of the zone. The biggest knock on him so far this season is he has a pretty high walk rate, 12 walks compared to his 13 strikeouts, and the majority of those walks came from a bad outing or two, and Carnes absolutely has the ability to dial it in, and I'm excited to see that from him today.
So he works a 2-2 count on Junior Lopez. Lopez looking to stay alive at the dish. Slow roller to the left side. Ethan Hatch, the throw over. And the big stretch by Turgeon at first base for the first out here in the top of the first. So Junior Lopez working hard down that first base line. Stepping in, Devin Alvarez. Alex Carnes trying to follow a great outing by Patrick Morris, and delivers a first pitch strike to Alvarez. Had a chance to talk to Patrick Morris after the game. Felt comfortable with all his pitches. Really wanted to see that first start through. And he did just that, giving his team a huge boost. The bullpen is fresh for this second game, too.
Yeah, Pimo, with that fantastic outing, not only does he boost his stock, but he also saves a lot of Yodi arms. Having to only expend one arm in a whole game is, a huge advantage. And even though the Yodis have such a deep bullpen, it's always good to save those guys as much as you can. So Carnes deals this one, popped into shallow center, tracking in. It's Hashizaki, and he's going to make the grab for the second out of the inning.
Checking in, Khalil Walker. So Carnes working effectively. In this second game, Coyotes, of course, would love to get the sweep. They're now 9-10 in conference play. Love to get back to the 500 mark and build some momentum before heading to Piedmont Tuesday.
Carnes is in there for strike one with that fastball. So far today, He's done a very good job of working inside and out. This ball is dribbled over to first base. Dante makes the grab, and he's going to take it himself. So Carnes starting off strong, 1-2-3 inning. We head into the bottom of the first. Coyotes looking to continue their hot streak of last game and put a run on the board.
Bottom of the first, Coyotes about to take a look at right-hander Diego Alvarez. Record of 5-2, ERA of 2.56, 45 Ks, Doc, and 45 innings of work. Ben Hashizaki will lead off, followed by Jamison Armstrong and Dante Turgeon. First pitch. And Hash lays off. Quickly goes to 1-0. Hash, a spark plug in that first game, and strokes this one through the right side, and a good start for the Coyotes in the home half of the first inning. And all of a sudden, allergy season kicking in the broadcast booth.
Yep, allergy season it is. Springtime, but no complaints, man. When you have weather like this, you can deal with the allergies. J-Mo, square and bunt. Early.
Third baseman charging. Armstrong pulls off. Takes a strike. So good start as Hash with the leadoff single. Hash in that first game, 2 for 4. Couple singles. And Armstrong 0 for 3 with a walk in that first game. Coyotes would love to give Carnes some early support. Hash is going, and Hash. And that's a gun by Octavio Mendeville. And that guns down Hashizaki. And now Armstrong hitting with the bases clean. And we've seen Eastern Arizona. Andrew, I know you're a young man who appreciates good catchers behind the dish. And we saw it in that first game with Gustavo Soto, and now Octavio Mendeville sending a message to the Coyotes.
Yeah, Eastern Arizona, they've got a good catching staff as well. I remember when I was getting recruited, I was talking to their coaches, possibly going to go over there. And they did tell me they did have some good catchers, so I would have a lot of challenges ahead of me. But Chandler-Gilbert was my spot, but I can appreciate some good catching on an opposing team as well.
Armstrong draws the one-out walk, and stepping in, Dante. And what a great first game for Dante. A single, RBI double that almost left the yard, and a single in the fifth. 3 for 3, was hitting .392. Well, those 3 hits probably push him over the 400 mark. First pitch from Alvarez. And that bender connects for strike one.
And Eastern Arizona not playing around today at all, giving us their 1-2 punch on the bump, going their ace to their ace. to start both games, and Dante dribbles us one foul. But, yeah, Diego Alvarez and Isaac Silva, the innings pitched leaders for Eastern Arizona.
Octavio Mendeville behind the plate. Khalil Walker at first. Junior Lopez at second. Devin Alvarez at short. Ryan at third base as that one gets away. Gustavo Soto in left. Jonas Rogers in center. And Terry Burrell in right field. Oh, 2 pitch. Dante with an opportunity to give the Coyotes an early lead. Bender worked that right side. One hopper. Good play by Khalil Walker. The toss over, but good execution by Turgeon. Moves the runner over. And stepping in, tantalizing Tate Lewis. And Tate has been a force at the dish this season, hitting .368, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, 35 hits, and 95 at-bats. He's scored 16 runs, and now an opportunity to pick up Carnes on the mound early. And this one shot in the right center field gap, and Tate Lewis comes up big. 1 run is in, and Tate heading towards second base, and Tate on his giddy-up, and Tate Lewis sliding into third with a 2-out triple. And Tate Lewis delivers as the Coyotes get on the board first.
That's a big hit there from Tate. Big tone setter, showing that the Coyotes are carrying the momentum from last game, and he does a great job there. Replaces himself with JMO at third base, and up to bat now it's Ryder Hancock, who can deal some more damage here for the Coyotes. That first pitch is just barely in on the outside corner.
Hancock 1 for 2 with a sac bunt in the first game, with an opportunity with the runner at third, and couldn't hold up. 2 outs, and the Coyotes with some clutch base knocks. We saw with Easton Bryant, we saw with Ethan Hatch in the first game. Now we go in the second, and this time it's Tate Lewis with a 2-out bingo. And Ryder swings right through that, but the Coyotes get some clutch contact from Tate Lewis and take a 1-0 lead as we head to the second inning. Gustavo Soto, Tyler Waltulka, and Julius Ryan getting ready to swing in against Coyotes' Alex Carnes. Gustavo Soto in that first game put his big boy pants on. 2 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. Coyotes playing Soto straight away. Soto, the young man, started the day hitting .354. No question, raised that after that solid first outing. Carnes dialing up on Eric Anderson. Anderson tried to frame it in the corner, doesn't get the call. 2-0 count. Appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Coyotes won the first game 5-3 on a complete game 6-hitter by Patrick Morris. Now Alex Carnes looking for the sequel. Carnes. This one scorched out of play down the right field line. Great day for ball game. Fans in their shorts, got the suntan lotion on, the hats. Unlike the cooler conditions we've seen here at Chandler-Gilbert in the course of the last month or so. Carnes working, 2-1 pitch. Chases Soto off the plate, goes to 3-1. Waitoka on deck. Carnes winds and delivers. This one bounced to short. Good hop. And the throw over by Camden Blue. First out here in the second inning. Waitoka checking in. 0 for 2 with a walk against Patrick Morris. Waitoka started the day hitting .264. He's got long ball power, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs.
Yep, Waitoka, the home run leader for this Eastern Arizona lineup, is, definitely looking to kickstart their offense. They've been a bit quiet here in this second game and also in the first, but not much you can do against a pitcher who is as locked in as Patrick Morris was.
So Carnes, 2 quick strikes on Waitoka. This Coyotes starting staff came out with a purpose. Morris led the charge. Carnes trying to follow suit and get the Coyotes back to 500 in conference. And fellas, safe to say, when you're under 500, the chance to get back to that 500 mark and then the ability to build off that is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Being above that 500 mark is huge in terms of seeding for conference play. And the Coyotes are just within reach here against Eastern Arizona.
Julius Ryan checking in. A couple strikeouts and a bounce out in the first game against Patrick Morris. Carnes working fast and effectively. And how about that first game, fellas? What was it, about $1.17?
Yeah, real quick. This one moving at a good pace as well. Both pitchers have worked efficiently so far. This one is driven into center field, tracking is Ben Hashizaki, and he makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So we head into the bottom of the second. Coyotes leading 1 to Eastern Arizona, 0.
Camden Blue, Ethan Hatch, and Porter Pittman to face Diego Alvarez. Alvarez gave up a run in the first on a clutch base knock by Tate Lewis with 2 outs. Blue in the first game, 0 for 3 with a walk. Blue started the day hitting .242. No question, John Watson would love to see him get going. This one bounced to Julius Ryan. Quick toss over to first base for the first out for the Coyotes. Checking in, Ethan Hatch. And Hatch provided some quality lumber with a 2-out base knock in the 5th in that first game. 1 for 3. Struck out and also reached on an error. Hatch started the day hitting .231. Roller to shortstop. Devin Alvarez, good hop and throws over. Couple pitches and a couple quick outs, and that's efficiency at its finest for Diego Alvarez on the bump. Porter Pittman checks in. Porter hitting .235. 12 hits and 51 at-bats. 1 home run. Takes a strike. So Alvarez showing some moxie in this second inning. Couple quick outs. And Porter Pittman laces one right back up the middle. Some 2-out magic. And the Coyotes still making some noise here in the home half of the second with Eric Anderson about to check in. Anderson hitting .208. 10 hits and 48 at-bats. And fellas, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a point in the season, last 20 games, you need everyone in this roster, no matter how much playing time they get, to step up and make some noise when they get the opportunity.
Yeah, no more funny business. I mean, this is where it really gets serious. You know, the turn of the season towards the back half is when you really have to maximize every game, pick up as many as you possibly can, because, as we mentioned, the seeding is huge, and conference games are just absolutely necessary.
Ben Hashizaki on deck as Anderson takes a strike. Diego Alvarez coming with that fastball. 5-2 on the year. 45 Ks and 45 innings of work before coming in. 2.56 ERA. And that misses inside. The Monsters, as they're nicknamed, playing Anderson straight away. And that's the first time, fellas, in the history of me covering sports, I've ever heard the nickname Monsters. And that is one is laced over to Devin Alvarez, who secures it, and we go to the home half. Make that the top of the third with the Coyotes with a 1-0 lead. Top of the third, Terry Burrell, Octavio Mendeville, Jonas Rogers about to take on Alex Carnes. And Carnes, so far, 6 up and 6 down. Trying to duplicate a strong performance by Patrick Morris, who won the Game 1 start for the Coyotes, scattering 6 hits, allowing 3 runs and a 5-3 Coyotes victory. And once again, the Coyotes in striking distance of evening their conference record at 10-10. And Burrell with a big swing, missing for strike 1. Burrell in the first game, hit by a pitch, grounded out unassisted, and grounded out to short. Slow roller to the right side. And Dante fields it cleanly. And once again, Alex Carnes working effectively. Octavio Mendeville checking in. Octavio on the year, limited bats. Young man is struggling to find himself at the dish. Now gets an opportunity to show what he can do. And sometimes it just takes one little base knock to get things going. But Mendeville and Carnes has some other ideas for the catcher for the opposing team. High swinging strike. Carnes comes right back, and this one laced to center. And Octavio Mendeville, who is hitting .048 with some clutch contact right there. And you got to feel good for the young man.
Yeah. Breaking a slump.
But not at the expense of Alex Carnes, who now faces Jonas Rogers, and Rogers checks in. 0 for 2 in that first game with a sacrifice. Carnes checks over the runner at first base with a decent lead. Fastball misses low for ball 1. First base hit allowed by Carnes in this game. Solid single to center by Octavio Mendeville. 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back.
And Joe, you know, we're seeing a lot of contact here, which is, you know, part of the reason why this game is moving so quickly. This Eastern Arizona lineup is really not much of a power hitting team, having 7 combined home runs on the season. You know, they're very much a scrappy, you know, hit rally type of team, and this Yodi defense has really tightened up today. And, you know, they've been making a lot of clean plays, making a lot of easy and quick outs, helping their pitcher out, which is, you know, part of the main reason why this game is moving so quickly.
Eastern Arizona coming in with a batting average of .274, 7 home runs. We've seen great pitching on both sides. Both pitchers in that first game moved quickly, and here we are already in the third. Fastball misses low. Goes to 2-2. On deck, Junior Lopez. Alex Carnes dialing in on Eric Anderson. This one bounce foul down the third base line. Coach Watson talked about this Eastern Arizona team facing their 2 best pitchers. They passed the test in the first one, and runners going. This one throw down, and Eric Anderson with the bullet down to Jamison Armstrong, and that eliminates Mendeville.
Yeah, Eric doing what he does best. I mean, he's just so good defensively behind the dish. He's got a cannon, and he can block anything and frame anything. So helping his pitcher out there, I'm sure Carnes is very appreciative.
Rogers 3-2 pitch, and he is frozen stiff, and Alex Carnes does the work. And we go to the bottom of the third with the Coyotes with a 1-0 lead. Ben Hashizaki looking to stay hot. Singled his first time up. Try to bunt one down, and this one ends up in Phoenix. Bad bat slot by Haas. Very rare you see him do that. Quickly falls to 0-1. Alvarez fires a fastball quickly, 0-2 on the Fighting Canadian, Ben Hashizaki. Alvarez working quickly, and this one scorched in the left center. The center fielder right there, Jonas Rogers, and once again, great bat work by Hashizaki, hitting the ball right on the seams, and unfortunately, Rogers was there, but Haas stays hot.
Yeah, good piece there by Haas. Looks like Rogers might have had a little shift on there. He was faded towards, the left side of second base, and he made the play.
Jamison Armstrong checking in. Walked his first time up. And no question, that is what you want to see. We saw Haas get off to that quick start early in the season. Then he battled a little bit of an injury, had to find himself. And this one stroked down the right field line and just foul. And for the fortunes of any team to have a strong leadoff batter who can get on via the walk, infield single, or lace in line drives across the field like Ben has done in the last 2 games, that's a bonus for this team going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely a big part of the offense, and when he gets on base, he becomes a terror with his speed.
And that misses outside. 2-1 on Jamison Armstrong. Checked in on the day, hitting .286. Diego Alvarez. Big bender, that misses high. On deck, Dante Turgeon. Alvarez, and that bender hits the corner. Goes to 3-2. And we're at a point in the season with Dante Turgeon, fellas, where you have to stop what you're doing and just watch the young man hit. And this one scorched into right center field. Armstrong, this one going to the wall. Armstrong heading to second base. J-Mo turning second, on his way to third, and J-Mo standing up. Big turn at third base, and will settle for a smoking triple here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that's a great way to get the Coyote offense a little bit riled up here. He finds himself on third base after Hashizaki went down for the first out of the inning, and Dante Turgeon up to bat with the runner in scoring position. An absolute nightmare for this Eastern Arizona defense right now.
Dante moved the runner over in the first on an unassisted ground down. Now a chance to pick up an RBI. And Alvarez flirting with danger, leaving benders up in the zone to Dante Turgeon.
Yeah, he's gave a couple of those a nice little trip over the wall. This one lined to right field, and that's off the right fielder's glove. That's Terry Burrell with the error, and J-Mo is going to come in and score. So Dante Turgeon reaching base safely once again. He was 3 for 3 last game, keeps the streak going, and my goodness, is this kid on fire this season.
Good hitting, just poked it the other way, and Turgeon brings in the run, and no question that's a ball Burrell's got to bring in. He's right there and just took a bad angle. Needs to say 2-0 Coyotes, and Tate Lewis steps in. Lewis with the clutch 2-out triple in the first to drive in a run. Tate Lewis coming into this day hitting .368. Did not play in the first game. Gets the high bender from Alvarez and fights it off. So the Coyotes get 1 in the first, now 1 here in the third. Turgeon at first. And this one lifted right. Burrell going back, and that's going to be over Burrell's head. Here comes Turgeon, turning third. He's being waved in. Play at the plate, and Dante is toast on the great cutoff by Junior Lopez at the dish. So the Coyotes highly aggressive on the base path as Tate Lewis drives one in the right center field gap. And this time it backfires as Turgeon gets thrown out the plate, but needs to say, look, if you're going to go for the gold medal, sometimes you got to go 150 miles an hour full throttle at all times.
Yeah, hey, I mean, this Yodi offense maybe, you know, getting a little bit risky there, but fortune favors the bold, and, you know, with Yodi's already having a 2-0 lead, I'm sure they don't mind sacrificing that one.
Ryder Hancock checking in, runner at second, Tate Lewis. This one bounced to the right side. Good hop for Junior Lopez, and Lopez throws over, but the Coyotes tack on another on the big knock. As we go to the fourth inning, Coyotes with a 2-0 lead. Alex Carnes heading into inning number 4. Junior Lopez will start it off for the Monsters. Bounced out to third his first time up, followed by Devin Alvarez and Khalil Walker. Coyotes with a 2-0 lead. Carnes, first pitch. Gets Lopez swinging. Looked like he took something off. Comes right back. And Lopez swings right through that. Quickly goes to 0-2. We had an epically fast first game. Call it about $117. 7-inning affair. And we're moving swiftly through this second one. And Lopez, 3 pitches and going back to the bench.
Yeah, and notice that, you know, Eric Anderson didn't throw that one around the horn. He gave it right back to the pitcher, Alex Carnes, and it's because Carnes is so locked in right now and he's got such a good pace. No point in messing that up.
Devin Alvarez checking in. Popped to center his first time up. No point to mess with rhythm if a pitcher's got something good going. And Carnes, a dagger on the block. This Eastern Arizona team showed its grit in the first game. They're going to have to try to battle yet again. Trailing 2-0. Alvarez with a 2-1 count. Carnes locked in on Anderson. That misses outside. 3-1. On deck, Khalil Walker. Big series here, and they get bigger as this one skied down the left field line. Giving chase, Porter Pittman. That one's out of real estate on that left side. So the games get bigger and better for the Coyotes Tuesday. A trip to Pima Community College. A squad with a record of 28-8, 15-5 in league play.
Yeah.
So this one a paramount to get a doubleheader sweep. This one knocked to the left side, right past Ethan Hatch. And Alvarez with a 1-out single. Khalil Walker checking in. And grounded out unassisted to first base his first time up. Good effort by Hatch, getting dirty over there. Defense. Middles Shading Walker up the middle. And Walker takes outside for ball one. Monsters. And Carnes comes right back to even the count. And Doc, we've seen Carnes work both ends of the zone effectively.
Yeah. Carnes, I mean, his fastball today has just been almost unhittable for this Eastern Arizona lineup. So much to the point that, you know, when he sprinkles in a changeup or a curveball, Eastern Arizona just has no chance, honestly.
Hashizaki playing Walker slightly shaded toward right center. 2-1 pitch. And that misses low. On deck, Gustavo Soto. Had a really good game for the Monsters in the game one loss. Now it's Carnes trying to battle. Throws back to first base. Eric Anderson behind the dish. The general. Another throw over, and that's a close play at first base. And Doc, right now you want to see Carnes focus on the hitter with a 2-0 lead and don't get too caught up in the base runner.
Yeah. And Carnes misses high and away with the fastball right there. That pitch has plagued him in the past. Hopefully he can reel it back in and make the adjustment, get back to, you know, what he was in the first 3 innings.
So Soto checks in, and Gustavo Soto had a really good first game. A walk, 2 for 2 with an RBI. On the season, checking in, hitting .354, adding to that, laces one in the right center field gap. Devin Alvarez turning the corner. Khalil Walker turning the corner. Soto stands at second base, and this one's knotted at 2. And Gustavo Soto continues to shine here in South Chandler. And Doc, what'd you see from Carnes in that location?
Looks like Carnes is starting to miss a bit high. You know, with the fastball we just saw on the walk, and then right there again. So for Carnes, it's time to make the adjustment. You know, still a 2-2 ball game. Nothing is hurt here. Just shut it down while you still can.
Tyler Waltoka checking in. Popped to short his first time up. So Soto laces one to the right center field wall. And we are even Steven at 2 apiece. Waltoka. It's got long ball power, and Carnes changes speeds the other way and misses. Waltoka with a couple home runs, 264, 21 RBIs. So 1 out. This one foul. This Eastern's back. Here's to grab the foul ball, and to Camden Plew for the second out. Stepping in, Julius Ryan, pop to center, his first time up. Carnes changes speeds and gets. And Julius Ryan has the whole right side to work with. And that misses low for ball 1. Eastern Arizona from the Thatcher area. They have their fan base here, plenty of purple, showing their support for the Monsters. And the Monsters looking for a monster effort in this second game to avoid the sweep, and that's fouled off. Ryan And Alex Carnes in a battle with 2 outs. Knotted at 2, runner in second. This one lifted to left field. Going back is Porter Pittman, and Porter secures it. And that's going to do it for the Monsters in the 4th. But they put a pair up, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, knotted at 2. Camden Plouffe about to take his tax against Diego Alvarez. This one knotted at 2. Home half of the 4th. First pitch, a bender. That misses high for ball 1. Plouffe bounced down to 3rd his first time up. Alvarez moving quickly. This one skied out of play. Plouffe in that first game. 0 for 3 with a walk. Looking for his first hit of the afternoon. 1-1 count. Diego Alvarez has new life. Knotted at 2, and this one fouled out of play. Down the right field line. And Eastern Arizona has traveled well. They brought a lot of fans from the Thatcher area. And fellas, when you're on the field and you got the home crowd behind you, or you're on a road game, you see a lot of friendly faces, what does that do when you're on the field?
It helps with team morale, a grip. You know, usually when you travel to other teams, it's just their fans. Wow, Camden Plouffe laces one into center field. Going to be caught by the center fielder. But yeah, so Eastern Arizona today, we see a lot of purple in our crowd, and they're definitely some loud fans, so they're here to support their team and give them the best shot possible at winning this game as well.
So Plouffe drives one to center, tracked down by Jonas Rogers. Now Ethan Hatch steps in, grounded out to short his first time up, followed by Porter Pittman. And Alvarez gets the high strike for strike 1. Comes right back, same location. Blisters a couple BBs across the letters. Goes to 2-2. And Alvarez comes back with a bender that misses high. Hatch followed by Porter Pittman.
Good eye from Hatch there, laying off that 1-2 slider from Alvarez. And, you know, Alvarez doing a great job of his sequencing here today. I like how he's, you know, doubling, tripling up with the fastball and then breaking something off speed in there. And Hatch hits this one up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, and the throw is in time.
Great play by Devin Alvarez, ranging to his left. Makes the throw over. Couple quick outs here in the 4th, and stepping in, Porter Pittman. Pittman singled his first time up. Pittman getting the start in left field. Alvarez And we've seen all the starting pitchers get that first pitch strike, making the game pace move so quickly.
Yeah.
And
That one's going to snag the outside corner for strike 2. And just like that, Porter Pittman is behind 2 strikes.
quickly. And Alvarez wasting no time.
And quickly has been the name of the game so far here today. Both games moving at lightning pace.
And between these two staffs, you wouldn't have to worry about a pitch violation.
No.
Time violation whatsoever.
No.
Keeps the game flowing and keeps the attention of the defenders. And that's a beautiful bender right there. And that's going to lock up the Coyotes. We go to the 5th. We're knotted at 2. Top of the 5th. These two teams knotted at 2. Terry Burrell, Octavio Mendeville, followed by Jonas Rogers. And Burrell trying to lay one down. Fouled off for strike 1. Coyotes won the first game 5-3 on a great start by Patrick Morris, scattering 6 hits, 3 runs allowed. Some timely hitting by Easton Bryant as well as Ethan Hatch. A couple big 2-out singles. Camden Plew, ball eats him up. The throw over, stays with it and makes the play. Camden Plew kept his poise and threw the bullet to Dante Turgeon for the first out here in the 5th.
Yeah, Camden Plew did a great job of shading over and making sure he got his body behind the ball. He kept it in front and he gave himself a chance to make the play.
Octavio Mendeville checking in. Singled and was caught stealing by Eric Anderson. His first time up. And Carnes high and tight with the heat. And a nice breeze provided by Mendeville. And Mendeville was struggling. We talked about his struggles at the dish and got up the snide with a single his first time up. And now Carnes working efficiently, 1-1. You know what? I got to tell you, fellas, this is actually one of the very few times I'm covering, whether it be Major League Baseball or a college game, I like the fact that just get the ball right back to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Keep the pace of the game going. Keep the pitcher in a good rhythm. I'm all about it. Instead of throwing it around, wasting a minute or two, and I'm all about it. And I love the fact that Morris and Carnes both are saying, just give me the rock. This one lifted to left. Porter Pittman right there, lost his footing. And it's Mendeville on his way to second. He's got an opportunity to go to third, and Mendeville with a stand-up triple as Porter Pittman lost his footing in left field.
Yeah, it looked like Porter maybe misjudged that one a little bit, and when he tried to make his move in towards the ball, he slipped. So Mendeville, big triple there. Eastern Arizona has life once again on the offensive side of the ball.
And Jonas Rogers checking in. Struck out in the 3rd. And it's looking like we And Rogers is showing bunt. Thought we had a pinch hitter there for a second. Please keep in mind, we're not alerted of any changes in the lineup.
No.
There's no PA announcer here, so the doc, Bill Gates, which is Andrew Furry and myself, we're making the changes as we go. And Rogers shows bunt and could not get it down, had the bad angle, and fouls it off. So Mendeville, who was struggling coming into this one, laces a couple bingos and has the Monsters threatening. And this one lifted to left center, and that's going to drop. And the Monsters take a 3-2 lead. Jonas Rogers couldn't get the bunt down, decides to do it the old-fashioned way and singles the other way and gives Eastern Arizona the 3-2 lead. Junior Lopez coming to the dish. Bounced out to third and struck out. Alex Carnes trying to put aside the misplayed ball in left field and continue on. And that's all you can do. Adam, you got to have a short memory on the bump, correct?
Yep. And, you know, control what you can control. Don't pay any mind to the things that are out of your control. So for Carnes, yeah, just get back on the bump and keep doing what you've been doing today.
Plenty of time in this one for the Coyotes to strike back quickly 0-2, and the wind is blowing. 0-2 pitch, Junior Lopez. This one bounced foul as Jonas Rogers was on his giddy up. This Eastern Arizona team looking for a split. Coyotes want the sweep. Schedule doesn't get any easier with the road trip to Pima on Tuesday.
This one skied foul right behind the Yodi dugout, out of play. Giving chase was Ethan Hatch over at third base.
And the wind really picking up here in the press box.
Yeah, Mother Nature making an appearance today.
Yeah. Runners going. Anderson, the hose down a second, and good stolen base by Jonas Rogers. And it's the Monsters with the runner in scoring position. And Lopez with an opportunity. And Carnes looking to limit the damage. And this one bounced right back to Carnes. Little toss over for the second out. But Lopez does his job, moving the runner to third. Stepping up, Devin Alvarez popped to center and singled his last time up. Alex Carnes has thrown a good game and misses, and Anderson stays in front of it just enough to keep Rogers at third base. Rogers got good footwork behind the plate, saved a run right there. Carnes, 1-0 count on Alvarez. That misses outside. 2-0 count with the Monsters. Now up 3-2. That one fouled off. Coach Watson talked about this Eastern Arizona team. He said, you know, maybe in the past, Eastern Arizona would be that team you could circle a victory. Not this year. Not with the pitching they've got and some of the blue-collar players in that lineup. 2-1 pitch. This one lifted to center field, and Ben Hashizaki camped perfectly and brings it in. But the Monsters add another. We go to the bottom of the fifth with the Coyotes trailing 3-2. Eric Anderson coming to the dish. Now the Coyotes trailing 3-2. First pitch from Alvarez. High and outside. Anderson. Popped out to short his first time up. Alvarez hits the inside part of the plate. So now it's the Coyotes bats that have to pick up Alex Carnes, and this one lifted to center field, driving the center fielder back. Anderson, one hop off the wall. Anderson with a stand-up double. Eric Anderson takes it to the deepest part of the yard and provides some energy and effort for the Coyotes here in the 5th inning. Just a rocket shot by Anderson. We go to the top of the order where the red-hot Ben Hashizaki steps in. Hashizaki single to the first, lined out to center in the 3rd. Alvarez, corners are in. Hash with a beautiful bunt down the 3rd base line, and
wow,
Alvarez can't do anything with it, and that is just textbook right there. Hash with a beautiful bunt down that 3rd base line. Can't draw it up any better than that.
Yeah, that's one of Hash's sharpest tools in his toolkit, and he doesn't use it that often. So, I mean, whenever he breaks it down, whenever he breaks it out and lays the bunt down, he normally finds good success.
Give the Fighting Canadian an infield single on that. Now stepping up, Jamison Armstrong has walked and tripled, and Hash in the pickle, and the runner not going at 3rd. So Eastern Arizona read it well. So Armstrong, 0-1 count, runners at the corners. Pitch. And a delayed call, and Armstrong quickly goes to 0-2. Armstrong has that 4-3 hole and the 5-6 hole. Just a cue ball shot, and we are knotted at 3. Alvarez trying to get Armstrong to chase. Goes to 1-2. So the Coyotes getting some thrills provided by Eric Anderson. One hopper off the wall, then Hashizaki with a beautiful bump base hit. That one misses high and outside. Goes to 2-2. On deck, Dante.
Mr. Magic Stick.
That's all you got to say is Dante. Red hot. He's nuclear right now.
But before we get there, we got J-Mo, baby. 17 RBIs on the season. He'd love to make it 18, but can't right there. Swings through strike 3 for the first out of the inning, and now
it's Dante Turgeon. 3 for 3 in the first game, grounded out unassisted to the first baseman in the first, and got on an error by Terry Burrell in right field his last time up. All Dante's got to do is put one in the outfield, and we're knotted at 3. And a big bender by Alvarez.
And, you know, every time Dante is in the pressure situations, he seems to find a way to make something happen. So it's Turgeon time, baby.
Dante, 1-0 count. And this one skied to that right side. Junior Lopez going back. Burrell coming in, and Burrell makes the catch. The short pop-up and throws the bullet to Octavio Mendeville, and that's going to keep the runner at 3rd base. Good defense by Burrell, calling Junior Lopez off. And there's 2 outs. And Tate Lewis, a triple in the first, a double in the 3rd. And can tantalizing Tate come out with more 2-out magic? And that bender misses. And we've seen it a lot in that first game with Silva. We're seeing it with Alvarez. That bender, their pitch of choice.
Yeah, both starting pitchers today, I mean, have really utilized the bender. And the Coyotes are very much a fastball hitting team. I mean, they love the fastball. And anytime a pitcher has a successful breaking ball, it throws the Coyote offense for a bit of a loop. But it's only a matter of time before they adjust and, you know, figure out the pitcher's sequencing and figure out what pitches to sit on. So Tate Lewis in a big spot here, hopefully, is on Alvarez's sequencing. There's the bender again, but that time it misses low. And Tate Lewis gets ahead now into a 2-1 count.
On the deck, Ryder Hancock. Tate Lewis. Can the Coyotes deliver another clutch 2-out base knock? And this one driven in the gap, and this one is going to the wall. One run is in, another run is in, and Tate Lewis with 2-out magic, and the Coyotes back on top 4-3. And that time, Alvarez going to the well one too many times with the bender.
Yep. Tate Lewis picked up on the sequencing, knew what pitch was coming, and just sat on that ball, drive it hard into that left center gap. Got a job done, got 2 runs on the board for the Coyotes, and just like that, they've taken back the lead.
Checking in, Ryder Hancock has struck out and bounced out to second base. Alvarez looking Lewis back, and this one's fouled straight back. So the Coyotes showing their resiliency. Now Ryder Hancock looking to add to it. And it quickly goes to 0-2. Tate Lewis comes up big. Alvarez looking Lewis back. The pitch, this one, short little pop-up. We'll stay on the infield, and Devin Alvarez will squeeze it. But Tate Lewis squeezing a 2-run double that gives the Coyotes the lead, and we'll go to the 6th with the home team up 4-3. Alex Carnes back on the bump. Khalil Walker takes a first pitch strike. That misses on the outside part of the plate. Walker has walked and grounded out unassisted. So the Coyotes picking up Carnes offensively. This one bounce foul quickly goes to 0-2. Coyotes showing some clutch contact with 2 outs. Now the 2-strike pitch. And Walker lays off. Goes to 2-2. Carnes working quickly. This one flared out of play down that left field line. Plenty of diamond play going on right now. Chandler-Gilbert softball team taking on Arizona Western. They won their first game. 2-2 pitch. This one skied out of play down that left field line. The umpire gets a fresh set of balls. And Alex Carnes ready to work fast with a 2-2 count. And that one gets away.
Count's full now, and you never really want to walk the leadoff guy. So let's see if Carnes can execute his pitch here.
3-2 pitch with Eric Anderson behind the dish. Wind up, and this one skied out of play. And give Walker some credit. Really being pesky at the dish. Coyotes won the first game 5-3. Looking for the sweep before heading to Pima on Tuesday. 3-2 pitch. This one bounced to the right side. Armstrong takes the good hop and the throw over. And barely gets him out at first base. And Khalil Walker wanted that call. Stepping in, Gustavo Soto.
Man, this kid's been hot all day. He's really been a problem for the Coyotes thus far. See if Carnes can contain him and execute a couple pitches to get him out.
2 for 2 in the first game. 2-run single his last time up. 1 for 2 in the day. Hitting .354 stepping into this game. Takes low for ball one, and that one looks like it might have grazed the bat. Home plate umpire calls it a strike. So 1-1 count on Gustavo Soto, who's really brought his A game here from the Thatcher area. This Monsters team looking for a split. They feel they can be a factor down the stretch. Carnes misses high, goes to 2-1. Talking to Patrick Morris, Andrew, before this game, after the complete game win, felt good about his stuff, and no question he had the look in his face. He wanted the complete game victory.
Oh, yeah, he told me that when Waddy went out there for that mound visit that he told him, let me finish this game. He was confident in what he had going on, and he was able to complete the game. And you know, Pima, he's good mentally, but a lot more this year, but he was even mad that he gave up 3 runs. He was saying that can't happen. So he's very hard on himself, and he always wants to perform at his best for the Coyotes. We got a foul ball. Getting onto the field. Big Time Thompson's going to grab that for Jacob Anderson, who's in the bullpen. So Jacob Anderson also been a key factor from the Coyote bullpen lately. Even on the road, he's done a good job. We're going to have a strikeout. Soto was ready to get down to first base, thinking it was ball 4, but good receiving work from Eric Anderson, and they're going to get the strikeout for Carnes.
The Eastern Arizona fan base not happy with that call. Tyler Waltolka checks in. Popped out to shortstop both times up. And that fastball dazzles the black. 0-1. And gotta love the pace of Alex Carnes on the mound. Moving fast, quickly, and in control as that one gets away from Eric Anderson.
Yeah, Carnes, like Pimo, you saw that Pimo was working quick and efficient in the first game, and if that was able to work, Carnes should follow suit, and that's what he's been doing all game, and he's found a lot of success.
This one knocked out of play. Goes to 1-2. Tyler Waltolka, he's got a couple home runs on the air. Eastern Arizona would love an extra base hit. Alex Carnes.
Oh, what a changeup, Carnes.
With the beautiful changeup, and that's going to do it for the Monsters here in the 6th. Alex Carnes on his A game as we go to the bottom of the 6th with the Coyotes with a 4-3 lead. Camden Plew, Ethan Hatch, and Porter Pittman to face Diego Alvarez. And Alvarez has pitched a good ball game. He's giving his team an opportunity. Plew 0 for 2 on the day. Quickly swings through that, falls behind on the count. Joe Pequeno here with the doctor, Adam Perry, as well as the future Bill Gates, Andrew Furry. And that one's fouled off, quickly goes to 0-2. And the adrenaline, the excitement pumping for this Coyotes team, closing in on a potential sweep of this doubleheader, but still a lot more ball left to be played as this one's skied to the left side. Underneath it is Julius Ryan, and Ryan snags it for the first out here in the 6th inning. Checking in, Ethan Hatch bounced out to short a couple times. And we've seen some clutch Coyotes hitting in this twin bill. In the first game with Easton Bryan and Ethan Hatch, and now it was Tate Lewis with a 2-out, 2-run double to give the Coyotes the lead. And Hatch looking to add to that and get the Coyotes jump started here in the 6th. And this one skied up. Catcher behind the plate, Octavio Mendenval, the first baseman, calls it off, and Khalil Walker with the grab. Almost overran it, but makes the play. The wind, we do have a slight breeze out there. And Walker lost a little bit of his balance, but made the play. Checking in, Porter Pittman singled and struck out. Alvarez, Bender. That's fouled off. Pittman started this day hitting .235. Quality base knock in the 2nd inning. And Diego Alvarez. And Porter Pittman shoots one in the left center field gap. The center fielder, Jonas Rogers, cuts it off. Pittman with a big turn at first base, and Porter Pittman now 2 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, these 2-out hits by the Coyote offense have, been very good. It's just showing the stubbornness that this Yodi offense has. They're not going to give the Eastern Arizona a clean inning, and that's exactly what you want to see. Even though that we have the lead, the Yodis are still trying to extend.
It's all about wanting more. And Eric Anderson at the dish. And he shoots one to center on a first pitch fastball. Anderson not fooled whatsoever, dialed up on that sequence and laces one to center. Now it's Hosh, the fighting Canadian, with 2 on and 2 out here as the Coyotes look for more in the 6th.
And Dev DeVera, the pinch runner, in for Eric Anderson. Dev, a speed demon in his own right, is followed up by Ben Hashizaki.
Hashizaki 2 for 3 on the day, singled his last time up in the 5th. Eric Anderson, a good day at the dish. He's now 2 for 3. Hosh, first pitch, shows bunt. And last time up, Hosh laid a beautiful bunt down that third base line.
Yeah.
And in case you youngsters are looking for how to bunt, just dial up that play by Hosh, who laid it down perfectly. Made Diego Alvarez field it, and he walked to first base. Hosh, 0-1 count. That misses way outside. And right now, Alvarez might be just a tad distracted by Porter Pittman at second base. Big thing here is Alvarez has 2 outs. Outfield playing Hosh, slightly shaded to left. That bender misses. And Hosh has a huge hole on that left side. Had 5, 6 holes calling his name. Pittman with great speed at second base. 2-1 pitch. And that bender connects. Goes to 2-2. Coyotes with a 4-3 lead after winning the first game 5-3. Patrick Morris going the distance, and Alex Carnes following suit with a great outing in this second game. 2-2 pitch from Alvarez. That misses high. Try to get Haas to chase, and the Fighting Canadian said, not in my zip code. Goes to 3-2. On deck, Jamison Armstrong. Alvarez dialing up Octavio Mendeville. 3-2 pitch. That misses, or it looked like it missed outside, and I dialed that up just a tad early. Give Alvarez the credit as he freezes Hashisaki on the outside part of the play. We go to the 7th. Coyotes with a 4-3 lead. So the Coyotes go to the bullpen. Bring in a new gun. Jacob Anderson on the mound. Anderson, 1.69 ERA in 21 1/3 inning of work with 33 Ks. Adam, the doctor, break it down.
Yeah, Jacob Anderson, he's got the fastball, changeup, curveball mix. Pretty typical, but something that's not typical is his fastball. I mean, that thing is heavy, man.
He also has a splitter.
Oh, right. How could I forget,
yeah.
man? So, yeah, the splitter and the fastball
splitter.
are his two outlier pitches. His fastball, very high spin rate, almost a rising effect, and it's very heavy. When it hits your bat, when it hits your bat, it almost pushes it back, and it definitely stings if you catch it inside on the hands. But Jandy showing off the splitter there, gets the swing and strike 3, and he's off to a good start.
Yeah, Julius Ryan goes down swinging, stepping in. Terry Burrell, 0 for 2. And fires some gas right by Burrell. Anderson setting the tone with the strikeout by Ryan and showing Burrell gas in the first 2 pitches. 1-1 pitch. Jacob Anderson. This one's fouled straight back. Goes to 1-2. And some baseball purist fellows might not like the pace of the game, saying the pitchers are working too quickly, but as a baseball fan and love the flow of the game, I'm a big fan of what I've seen on both sides from the starting staffs.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if Jacob will continue to keep that up. You know, in the past we've seen him like to be more of a laid-back pitcher, but it seems like for all the Coyotes, that fast-paced type of play is working well today. And you see Jacob get another strikeout there. He's just really coming out with the heat, and he's got like something to prove every time he steps on that rubber, and I love it.
So far, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Octavio Mendeville came in struggling with a couple base knocks on the day. A single and then a triple and a ball hit to left field that Porter Pittman misplayed. And quickly, 0-1 pitch. And just firing gas and firing it well.
And, you know, this fast pace is something that we saw a lot of from the Coyotes pitchers early on in the season when they found a lot of success, and it's good to see them getting back to it as Jacob Anderson blisters the inside corner for strike 3.
And you guys want to know a fun fact about Jacob Anderson? Yesterday we had pitcher's BP because the pitchers have been doing such a good job, and he was hitting tanks, I hear, as well.
Really?
So the kid can get Ks and he can hit bombs as well. I heard he put over like about three balls out in 2 rounds of BP yesterday.
Ooh.
So having a day just following what he could do on the offensive side as well.
There you go. So the big fella goes to the mound and fires up 3 strikeouts. We go to the home half of the 7th with the Coyotes clinging to a 4-3 lead. Jamison Armstrong with another crack at Diego Alvarez. Armstrong in this game has walked, tripled, and struck out. And Alvarez going into the 7th inning. Misses outside for ball 1. Coyotes with 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. The Monsters answered with 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and the Coyotes answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th for the 4-3 lead. Tate Lewis, 2 out, 2-run double, the difference. And the Coyotes with great pitching on this day and great timely hitting. And Armstrong looking to stay alive at the dish against Alvarez. That misses high. Try to get Armstrong to chase. Armstrong, Dante Turgeon, and Tate Lewis to face Alvarez in the 7th. Armstrong strokes one to the right side. Great diving play by Khalil Walker and the throw over. And they rob Armstrong of a base hit. And Khalil Walker getting dirty and getting it done. And a great toss over to Diego Alvarez, fielding his position like a champ. And the Monsters with some quality glove work to start the 7th inning. Stepping in, Dante Turgeon, grounded out. This one laced to third base. Julius Ryan. As Turgeon looked like he hurt himself out of the box. Did not run that down, and Turgeon moving slowly, and you hate to see that. Could be a potential, you don't want to speculate, but that might be a pulled hamstring right there.
Maybe twisted the ankle a little bit out of the box, but the third baseman was taking his time with that one and almost threw the ball away, which would have been quite a spectacle. Dante would have been hobbling down to first base, but regardless, Tate Lewis now up to bat, takes the first pitch for the high fastball, ball 1.
And what a day for Tate Lewis. Triple RBI, a double, and a 2-run double. Tantalizing Tate, 3 for 3. Coming through on a super Saturday of baseball at Chandler-Gilbert. Beautiful March day. Mother Nature cooperating. This one skied to deep left. Going back, Gustavo Soto, and Soto As that one drops in, as Soto just lost the ball, and
Yeah.
Tate's great day continues. Now 4 for 4.
Yeah, it looks like Soto just completely lost that ball. He kept tracking back towards the fence, and that one dropped about 10 feet short of the warning track. So Tate Lewis will add another double to his total today. And the Eastern Arizona head coach will take a walk out to the mound. Perhaps a pitching change here. Alvarez given a great bid, but might be a pitch count issue. We'll take a quick break.
New pitcher for the Monsters. Lefty Aaron Powell out of the pen. 1-0. ERA of 4.97. 11 walks. And that one gets away. And Tate Lewis will stroll down to third base with Ryder Hancock at the dish. Ryder 0 for 3. Stepped in today, hitting .337. Ryder, that first game, 1 for 2. Looking to continue his solid play. Two outs. Can the Coyotes get another clutch base knock? And Powell took something off. Ryder just a tad out front. We've seen the Coyotes with timely contact throughout this twin bill. Do they get another? Big bender from Powell misses outside. Tate Lewis with a game he'll remember. 4 for 4. Soto just lost that ball in the sun. Lewis strolled into second, then moved to third. This one scorched down the right field line. That's foul. Coyotes bullpen, no activity. That means Alex Carnes is going back in for the 8th.
Jacob Anderson. Yeah.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah. That's an easy mistake to make when Carnes was pitching so well. And then Jacob picked right up where he left off, right in stride. And now Ryder has found himself in the full count here.
3-2 pitch. Bender misses outside. Runners at the corners. And Anderson came in relief in the top half. 3 strikeouts after a great outing by Alex Carnes. Stepping in, Camden Plew. Bounce to third. Pop to center. Pop to short. Looking for his first hit. Big bender from Powell bounces in the dirt. Plew 0 for 3 in the first game with a walk. With an opportunity with runners at the corners. And that misses high and outside. On deck, Ethan Hatch. Coyotes with an opportunity to bust this one open. A ball shot in the gap, a couple will score. That misses high.
Yeah, Powell not giving himself or his defense much of a chance here. Through his 12.2 innings pitched prior to this game, he allowed 11 walks, which is not a great ratio. And he's in for a strike there. 2-1 now the count here on Camden Plew, who could really bust this one open, Joe, as you mentioned.
Runners at the corners. Lewis at third, Hancock at first, 2 outs. The throw over, chasing Ryder back. Coyotes with a 4-3 lead after winning the first game 5-3. Now 9-10 in conference play. That big bender misses, and Plew draws the walk, so they are loaded up. And Coach Chalmers coming back out. Moving slowly now, the Coyotes will talk things over. And we'll have a pitching change, and we'll take a short time out here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network with the Coyotes leading Eastern Arizona 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. So they are stacked and packed with Ethan Hatch facing Eduardo Torres. 11 1/3 innings pitched, ERA 1.59. Record of 0-1. 5 strikeouts, 8 walks. And Hatch with an opportunity to bust this one open. First pitch from Torres. And that connects. Hatch on the day. Grounded to short. Grounded to short. And popped to first. Nowhere to put Hatch. And that bender misses. Goes to 1-1. Ethan Hatch with a clutch base knock in the first game with 2 outs, as well as Easton Bryant. Now Ethan with another opportunity, and that one almost gets away. Good work by Octavio Mendeville behind the plate to save a run potentially. Ethan Hatch. And that one misses low. So we saw Aaron Powell out of the bullpen, give up a couple walks, and now it's Eduardo Torres falling behind in the count. Hatch, and that misses outside. And Hatch draws the walk, and a run is in. And fellas, you gotta love the patience of Ethan Hatch at the dish.
Yep. That's all we have to do there, man. Just don't force anything, especially with 2 outs. You don't want to ground out or pop out in a situation like this, so Ethan Hatch gets a job done by taking the base on balls there. That one hits Porter Pittman, but looks like the home plate umpire is trying to say it might have hit off the knob.
And John Watson coming out, talking to Porter Pittman. Talking to the home plate umpire, and no question, John wants the home plate umpire to check with the field umpire, and John will not get the call. So Eduardo Torres gets the first pitch from Porter Pittman, swinging for a strike, and now it's 0-1 count. Comes back with a bender, and that misses. Big circular bender, goes to 1-1. Coyotes have loaded them up. Now with a 5-3 lead. Taking advantage of a leaky Eastern Arizona bullpen. This one, sky to center field. Under it is Jonas Rogers, and Rogers corrals it, but the Coyotes tack on another. And they lead 5-3 going to the 8th. Jacob Anderson in his second inning of work. Stepping in, Jonas Rogers struck out and singled, followed by Junior Lopez and Devin Alvarez. Anderson, fastball, dots the black for strike one. Anderson comes right back, tries to get Rogers to chase the high fastball. Coyotes looking for the sweep before heading to Pima Community College on Tuesday. Pima, 15-5 conference record, 28-8 overall, winning streak of 10 in a row. So paramount for the Yotes to get this sweep here. Anderson, fastball, and that freezes Rogers on the inside part of the plate for the first out. So far, fellas, Jacob Anderson, 4 batters, 4 Ks.
Yeah, I mean, and it comes down to just how dominant he's been with the fastball today. He's throwing it high in the zone, and he's getting Eastern Arizona to chase, and when they don't, it's in there for a strike. And he's right back in the top of the zone with the fastball for strike 1. And look at him, he's already back on the mound. He's getting his sign, and he's ready to go before the batter's stepping in the box.
Lopez 0 for 3. This one, left side. Armstrong, great play, and the flip over.
Yeah.
And Dante off the pick, and a combination. Fantastic 4-3 put out. J-Mo to his right, and Dante on the pick for the second out in the 8th.
Very impressive from Jacob Anderson to come off the bench after a 25, 30-minute inning and just be right back in stride. He's got 2 quick outs here.
Devin Alvarez, and Alvarez takes a fastball for strike 1. And Jacob Anderson, no messing around on the bump. Give him the ball and watch the big fella work it. 0-1 pitch. Just misses inside. Jacob Anderson, hard throwing right-hander. This knocked down the third baseline. Alvarez on his way to second base. Porter Pittman gets it in, and Alvarez with a stand-up double. And the Monsters making some 2-out noise in the 8th. Khalil Walker checking in. Walker grounded out unassisted, walked and bounced to third. And those Monsters fans cheering on the Road Purple. And Jacob Anderson now focusing in on Walker. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. On the softball field, Chandler-Gilbert won the first game against Arizona Western, losing the second game right now, 8-1. This one, sky to center. Hashizaki on his giddy-up, and Hashizaki makes the running grab. And the Fighting Canadian with the dazzling glove work. And that ends the top of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th with the Coyotes with a 5-3 lead. Eric Anderson, Ben Hashizaki, and Jamison Armstrong about to take their hacks against Eduardo Torres, who came in relief of Aaron Powell. Powell came in relief of Diego Alvarez, who threw a nice game for the Monsters. Coyotes won the first game 5-3. Same score here in the nightcap. Anderson showing some quality poise, lays off. Anderson and the Coyotes would love to tack on a couple more. And this one, sky to left field. Gustavo Soto lost one the first time around, misplays this one, but runs in and makes the play. And Gustavo Soto caught the first game. Not the easiest situation from a catcher to move to the outfield, and after losing that ball, tracked it, moved in, and made the play. Give the young man some credit.
Yeah, he recovered well on that. He couldn't recover on the first one that he found out there, but good to see him making an adjustment and helping his team out as Hashizaki takes strike one on the outside part of the plate.
Hashizaki 2 for 4 in the day, single the first, single the fifth. Been great all day. Bounces this one. Slow roller to second base. Junior Lopez, and Lopez, the great put out, just gets Hash for the second out. Coming up, Jamison Armstrong walked, tripled, struck out, and bounced out. And give credit to both sides. Starting pitching, bullpen work, moving at a quick pace. Baseball fans' delight. This one skied out of play. Coyotes 3 outs away from the Saturday Twin Bill sweep. 0-1 pitch. And fellas, coming into this doubleheader, what was the mood about coming into today, the thought process of getting it back into conference play?
Well, I mean, these Yotes know. I mean, they know how serious conference play is. They know how serious the back half of the season is, and they know what they have to do to get the seeding that they want. And it all started with this game, with these 2 games here on Saturday. And, I mean, the Yotes have lived up to expectations today. They've battled hard. The pitching has been there, and the offense has been there to back up the pitching.
Armstrong looking to stay alive at the dish. That misses. Eduardo Torres with the tailing fastball off the outside part of the dish. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Coyotes with a 5-3 lead, and that misses inside, chasing Armstrong off the plate. Coyotes head to Pima Community College for a tough battle against Pima squad that's won 10 straight, 15-3. Make that 15-5 in league play. That misses outside, and Armstrong with the 2-out walk. Coming in, Dante Turgeon. 0 for 4. Looking for his first knock in this one. After a 3 for 3 first game. Started the day hitting .392. Among the league leaders in home runs with 5 and RBIs with 28. And that fastball dots the corner. Soto, Waltoka, and Julius Ryan for the Monsters in the top of the 9th. 0-1 pitch to Dante Turgeon. Big, slow bender. Quickly goes to 0-2. Tate Lewis on deck. Love to see tantalizing Tate with a 5th at bat. And that locks up Dante Turgeon. Eduardo Torres does the job in the 8th. Now it's last chance opportunity for the Monsters coming up in the 9th. Last chance opportunity. And Jacob Anderson not messing around. First pitch to Gustavo Soto. And Soto's had a great game. 2 for 2 in the opener, 1 for 3 here today. 2-run single in the fourth. Soto, Wautoka, and Julius Ryan. Jacob Anderson misses low.
So we go to 1-2 now, the count. Jacob Anderson quickly deals a bender, and this one is fouled off down the third base side. Ethan Hatch is there.
And when you get those two great starting performances from Patrick Morris and Alex Carnes, as a fellow pitcher, how much of an onus does it want to put on you to go out there and throw the next great start?
I mean, man, it just, you got to tip your cap, and this ball is lined in the center field. Hashizaki coming in and makes the grab for the first put out of the inning. But yeah, I mean, when you have a pitcher before you that throws just a flawless outing like Pimo did, it set the table for Alex Carnes. All Alex Carnes had to do was, you know, just try and replicate that, just keep riding the momentum wave that this Yodi defense had, and I mean, he did just that.
And Tyler Wautoka stepping in, 0 for 3 in the day. A couple pop-outs and a strikeout. And Anderson moving quickly. And I love the Coyotes' mindset. Just give the ball back to the pitcher and let him do his thing. On both sides. Monsters with the same approach. And they got 2 great outings from Silva and Alvarez as well. Their 2 starters gave the Monsters an opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Quickly 0-2. And Jacob Anderson. He's locked in with Eric Anderson. This one skied down the left field line. Porter Pittman giving chase. It's going to bounce foul. Good effort by Pittman. And fellas, we have seen as this one closes down, 16 innings of baseball moved at an epic pace.
Unreal pace.
First game went about $1:15. This one started at 2. Almost over in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Wautoka lays off to stay alive. Anderson comes right back. Misses low. On deck, Ryan, followed by Terry Burrell if needed.
Wautoka extended this at bat. 3-2 the count. The pitch in there for strike 3. And we see it once again. Eric Anderson just give the ball right back to him.
Big Jacob Anderson just fires the dart on the outside part of the plate. And it comes down to Julius Ryan. Last chance opportunity for the Monsters. And Jacob Anderson
starts off with the high strike right there, gets a swing and miss. And I mean, that pitch has just been the defining pitch of his outing.
And quickly, 2 strikes. Anderson already 5 strikeouts out of the pen. Talking about bringing the gas and bringing the effectiveness. The right-hander's done that. 0-2 pitch on Julius Ryan. Jacob Anderson rocks, fires. That one high. And Ryan stays alive. Jacob Anderson bringing the A game out of the pen. Gets the sign from Eric Anderson. Rocks, fires, and blows it right past Julius Ryan. And the Coyotes get the sweep on a Super Saturday at Chandler-Gilbert. And the starting pitching leads the charge, Doc.
Yeah, right on time as well. 2 hours on the dot. I mean, yeah, the pace of all pitchers in this game was just something to behold, but the Yotes really took it to the next level. I mean, starting off this game with Alex Carnes coming in, having his best outing on the season, locked in on the zone. He had a little bit of a slip up in the top of the fourth, but he corralled it back in. He regathered himself, and he came out and he pitched another great 2 innings. And then you know, in his relief, Jacob Anderson, wow. I mean, just shut the door. Gave Eastern Arizona no chance. You know, recording 6 Ks in 3 innings pitched is truly impressive. And, I mean, for him, this is not uncharacteristic. He's had fantastic outings like this before on the season, and he just continues to deliver.
So Alex Carnes, what an outing. 6 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 strikeouts. And Tate Lewis, the defining moment with the 2-out, 2-run double in the 5th. That gave the Coyotes the lead for good. And we've seen the great pitching. We saw the great relief work out of the pen. And no question, the Coyotes with some clutch 2-out hitting today.
Yeah, I mean, and the Yodi offense was just so stubborn. They would get 2 outs, and then they'd start a rally from scratch with nobody on. And that's not something you see very often, but it's something that you see with teams that are stubborn and like to win. So for this Yodi team, they have a lot of momentum going into their next games against Pima Community College, and hopefully they can pull out some more conference wins.
Andrew, your thoughts on the Coyotes getting the sweep today?
You know, overall, I thought we did a fantastic job on both sides of the ball. Early on, it was a little shaky with the defense, but we cleaned that up, and you see what happens when we clean up our defense. We're a team that's almost unstoppable. Going into these next couple games, we have to keep our heads high, play the same type of play that we did today, continue to be aggressive on the base pass, continue to get the ball back to the pitcher quickly so they can do their stuff, because we're a force to be reckoned with if we play our own game, and that's exactly what we did today.
So Alex Carnes goes to 2-1 after getting the Game 2 victory. Patrick Morris goes to 4-2 after getting the Game 1 victory. So the Coyotes now 10-10 in conference play, 20-14 overall. And fellas, it's been an uphill battle to get back to 500 in conference play. What does that mean for this team going forward with the confidence as you take on Pima, a team that's a force in this conference, a record of 15-5, a team that's won 10 straight? You got them at their place on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, these Yodis have momentum right now, and we've said it a few times, you can't let these Yodis get hot. They don't care who they're playing. Pima is having a great season, but, you know, this Yodi offense and this Yodi pitching staff and this Yodi defense is going to come out every day and just play their hearts out. So Pima Community College definitely has something to look out for.
So the Coyotes get it done on a beautiful Saturday here at Chandler-Gilbert. South Chandler, the home team, with some clutch hitting in the first game with Ethan Hatch and Easton Bryant with 2-out RBI base knocks, and Patrick Morris going the distance. And then in the nightcap, Alex Carnes, 6 great innings of work, allowing only 3 runs. And a big base knock by Tate Lewis with 2 outs, a 2-run double that gave the Coyotes a lead for good. So the team now improves to 20-14 overall, 10-10 in conference play. The Coyotes with momentum heading into Pima for a Tuesday doubleheader. We appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. For the doctor, Adam Perry, for the future businessman of America, the future Bill Gates, and that is Andrew Furry, and for all the good people in the Chandler-Gilbert Athletic Sports Department, I'm Joe Pequeno. We'll see you real soon right here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network.